I'm originally from Europe. I studied in the US, but I also wanted to have like a broader approach, and therefore I consider a few good places in Asia. And the LKY clearly is one of the best. Maybe I don't want to say the best because I don't want to upset anyone, but let's say among the best.
So I guess I chose LKY for different reasons. The first one is that it's a multidisciplinary school, and I feel like my research resonates a lot with that. And Singapore has always been the living example of things that work in transportation and in urban.
I really enjoy is how much the school is connected with the practitioner in Singapore and in Asia. So there are a lot of events like the Festival of Ideas.
And I felt like this dynamic environment where ideas and action converge to actually address real-world challenges were really an ideal setup for me. When I got to that event, I was like, oh my God, this is where I belong, right?
What we do here, what we research and we study must be always connected with the real world. I'm interested in what policies government implement and what is their impact on people. I focus on immigration and gender and politics. When I analyzed basically who get represented by European Union policies, women tend to be very much disfavored compared to men. So that was one of the triggers that tell me, okay, we need to understand more about this because it's possibly consequential for the policies we implement.
I was doing my master's in Paris, and I just was working at the French Ministry of Environment. And then they put me on a transportation project, and I was like, this is too niche. Why am I doing this? Like, I don't care about roads and stuff. And then I quickly realized that it's very critical how transportation systems actually have a broader impact on accessibility, on mobility, on equity, on environment. So you need to think of a lot of things too when you think about transportation. So you need to think of who are using these transportation, like is it low-income people, high-income people? How can we make a transportation system that is equitable across everyone? So if you come from a low social class and you're born in a city with no transportation, right? So you cannot look for a job. Even if you get a job, you cannot go to that job. Whereas if you build a transportation that is affordable to everyone, so people can go and look for jobs, people can actually get to their jobs in a very easy way.
What I try to push students to understand is not just how to solve a policy problem, but to understand how the problem came about. Because sometimes the solution to a policy problem is not to solve the problem, but to change the problem.
What I love about Singapore, it's how it's full of contrasts. You know, like one moment you're in the botanic gardens with the otters and the monitor lizards, and then a few minutes away you can be in the CBD with the skyscrapers.
Even if you walk in the city, you can still see all the historical buildings, and close to them you can see all the modernity.
You can have a very good Michelin star meal, and then you can have, like, for a few bucks, a meal in the hawker center that is as good. So I feel like I love this mix of contrasts and extremes that Singapore can offer.